what it's going to do all day today. All right.
Where
Where
all
are
the
y'all from?
Canada.
God, I just had another person
Oh yeah?
from Saskatchewan
Okay.
here.
We're from Manitoba, which is the province just to the east of that.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Been to all the province in Canada,
Oh wow.
except for Newfoundland.
Awesome,
Yeah, we haven't
awesome.
made it there either.
Yeah, yeah.
One day.
All right. Well, thanks for being here, you guys.
Thanks, yeah.
You said it took a lot to get here, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 COVID tests.
Zach and Tori's wedding. The gazebo out there was built by Matt and the kids for Amy for Mother's Day one year. And Amy and Chris were just married in front of that about 5 weeks ago. So we're going to take you on half of the farm on the tour. The other half is out this way, and it's your own walking tour. Make sure you go through the pumpkin. That is our spooky maze walk. Something new to the farm this year. We got Jackson's airplane out there. Inside, it's got real airplane gadgets and handles and stuff. We've got our 3 newest baby pigs down here. They're just learned how to root, so they're starting to root up their yard. They're working hard at it. They just learned yesterday how to kind of root. We got the roll-off roller there, and then the last couple days we've added in the, no, you take that apple back. Don't eat her apple. We're headed up what we call Goat Mountain. You'll notice Noah's Ark up here. Noah's Ark is one of the only structures that was not built here on the property. She was built at another location and brought in. But just like Noah's Ark, we've got at least 2 of all of our animals. We've got many Mr. Billy goats. Our sheep all got haircuts for you. We wanted to clean them up. On this side, we've got the very first mule here on the property. If you guys watch Little People Big World in the early days, that was what Matt and the kids used to zip around on the farm on. I've got my friend Jack holding Matt's place. We're going to give Matt back his mule when he passes on. Jack has been on the keto diet. Over here, this is a pond area that will totally fill up in the wintertime if we get a lot of rain. And Noah's Ark is kind of on an island, so if you kind of zip across the bridge here, the animals can go over there. They like to crawl up inside Noah's Ark to get out of the weather and sleep. From up here, you're seeing a big chunk of Roloff Farms. That is our western town down there where we'll be stopping at. For about 6 to 7 minutes where you guys can get off and look around and take pictures. Up here, you're getting a look at the wedding barn area with the skeletons going up the side, the windmill. One of our newest attractions is the Polar Express train. Like every farm, we've got a gopher problem. I named these guys Simon, Theodore, and Alvin, and I know they were chipmunks, but that's what I named them. We're coming up on our roll-off goatel. Not the hotel, but the goatel. So this guy here, he's already got his tummy full. He's one of the last ones to leave. They fill up their tummies and they crawl up there to lay in the sun and get warm and take naps. They will cross over the top right here. Here's our newest little baby cow. He's still trying to figure out what the goats are all about. Crossing through this cattle crossing, this arm right here is a gate that Jeremy built for his dad. All Matt has to do is run his mule up on a plate on the ground, and that arm automatically opens up. That was also featured on one of the episodes. We're headed into barn number 3. We have many barns around here. This one we store a lot of the family's vehicles that's not being used for the winter, and some of our reclaimed wood. Anytime somebody takes a barn down in the area, they always ask Matt if he wants the wood, because that's what we build all of our outer buildings with. This year, this is Spider Alley. We've got 2 big spider problems. If this one over here bites you, you're going home or work looking like a Skittle. So throughout the winter, we've got 3 employees that will hang out here and work for Matt, keeping the farm running smoothly. This is their area behind me. This farm belongs to all the employees that need to keep the farm running. They got our tractors and everything in there. Now there's a lot of grass to mow around here, let me tell you. The Roloffs have 4 children. 3 are average height, 1 is small like them. So this is the sports alley. All 4 Roloff kids grew up playing sports. Soccer was their main sport. But we do have basketball over here and tennis. You'll notice how low the basketball hoop goes. They've got 4 grandchildren, 2 are little people, 2 are average height. That gives Jackson a good chance to get a basket. On this side, I've got Molly's volleyball court where her and her friends would play beach volleyball. Like I said, all 4 kids grew up playing soccer, and with this much property, of course you're going to have your own soccer field. Mike, the early ranch hand, and Amy was the kids' soccer coach growing up. Molly coached Jacob's team for quite a few years, and that was just about the time that Jacob and Amy were the same size. Zach also plays for our USA Little People's team. He played in Argentina about 3 years ago and 1 week in a pumpkin season, where we took 3rd place against Argentina. If you guys have been on my wagon tours before, behind me here used to sit the Tower of Terror. Matt Roloff is afraid of heights, and he built that hoping to cure his fear. That never happened. But the tower's been up for quite a few years, and like everything else, the weather took its toll, so they knocked it down this year. Behind you was a replica of the 4 Roloff kids headed this way on their quads. Remember, they've got 110 acres to roll around on. We're coming up on Western Town where y'all get to get off. If you look on the bottom of the red schoolhouse, you'll see 2 big boards. Those are called slippers or sliders. We can hook a tractor up and slide that building wherever we want. That's how we got our little white church that sits out here to out where it is today. Welcome to our little town and destination. Please remain seated till the wagon comes to a complete stop. We'll open the gates. If you need help taking family pictures, just ask us. Nobody belly up to the bar. The whiskey is pretty strong. If you notice, my deputy's got his head in the barrel. Everyone say howdy, Sheriff. Howdy, Sheriff. There is a jail in town, so mind your P's and Q's. Thank you, Sheriff. If we left anybody behind, they go to jail. On the back grass area back here, that's where that tire swing is. If you guys watch the show, they're always zipping around on that. They also put a water slide out there in the summertime. So Matt grew up in Shriners Hospital. This is what he wanted his kids' backyard to look like. And if you're a grandkid and you like something, of course, Grandpa's going to build it for you. We're just waiting to get the tractor in gear. Hang on in case it jerks. There it goes. Over here, these two big red mountains with a crack in the middle. That was Matt's version of the Grand Canyon. He's been working on that for 5 years now. Every season I come back, I keep thinking it's going to be done. Backside of Western Town there. In this pond area, this pond will totally fill up for the winter. That's where our first pirate ship, the Jolly Roger, used to sit. Big old black ship. Kids would come home from school, run down, play on that, go to Western Town. And then we used to have a tree house. The tree house was the very first project Matt built with his kids when they bought the property. So it was a 3-story tree house that was, resembled Swiss Family Robinson. 2 winters ago, a branch broke and took part of it out and then another part. So they had to take it all down. And the family's in the process of deciding what they're going to put here. Possibly something with Civil War since we got the cannon here. With the one Roloff daughter, Matt wanted to give his daughter something special like the boys all got, so she got Molly's Castle. Unfortunately, Molly's Castle did take 9 years to build, a good chunk of Molly growing up time. But inside, she's got the drawbridge, king and queen chairs, the dining hall, queen's quarters up on top, and the dungeon. Every castle needs a dungeon. Hidden treasure box in there somewhere. When Amy tells the story, Matt started it when Molly was Daddy's little princess. Now Molly's married to her husband, John, so she's queen of her own castle. After our last pirate ship went down, they knew sometime that they were going to build another one. So 3 or 4 years ago, we started Flying Ember. Ember was named after Jeremy and Audrey's daughter, because Matt wrote a book, Lucy's Big Race, and dedicated that to Jackson. Jackson's one ahead now because he's got an airplane and a book. The backyard back there is where that big round swimming pool was. Our Oregonian bridge right here. Jeremy decorated that for Audrey for their first anniversary with candles and curtains, and they spent the night in there. And what's left of our old pumpkin patch area. We're slowly getting everything moved up on the other side of the property. We've still got the tricycles to move up. They got to build a little tunnel. A couple of the western tower things there's got to go up. Inside the Flying Ember, she's got a captain's quarters, ship well, bunk bed where the grandkids can spend the night and they get a little bit bigger. Like I said, I think they're in the process of deciding how to get her up. It'll be on sliders, just like I showed you at Western Town. Come back next year, she'll be up on the other end and hopefully open for business again. We could only open her the 1 year right before COVID. Back in the early days, you would find Zach sitting up here at the gate with a little calculator, a few pumpkins, and peaches. We used to have a lot of peach trees here on the property. He would sell vegetables and everything, add it up on a little calculator. But the neighbors do peaches, so they kind of canceled that and focused more on pumpkins. As the show got popular, they decided they could actually do something with this property. People would come to the, little gate and ask, about Western Town and stuff, and they decided let's open it up for, a pumpkin farm area. And with Matt's imagination, we just keep adding things every year. So when Matt and Amy bought this property in 1989, it was a little white house in the 1930s. Those were on the early years of Little People Big World. And then it was probably all of this property down this way. 21 acres is not that much when you've got an imagination like Matt. So he kept buying property up that went up for sale around theirs. And as of today, he owns 110 acres. And still building every day. He's getting ready to build his own house out there by the brand new barn he just built. So when they remodeled the house, they did it about 4 times on the show. They lowered things like the kitchen stove was lowered, and bathroom sinks, light switches, and thermostats. So if you're in an Howard-sized house, you have to really reach the thermostat. They needed stuff down that low so that Matt and Amy could see it. They also, the staircase going to the second floor is a lot shorter in step. Family of 6, you had 3 who were little people and 3 that were average size. Jacob, Molly, and Jeremy are pretty tall for their age, you know, for their size. And then plus your family members are pretty short. The house had to accommodate both size people. Jacob's wife Isabel, you'll meet her inside the store. She's very pregnant right now. This is her little sunflower garden. She loves sunflowers, so every year she likes to plant a whole garden of them. And on one of the episodes, Molly and Amy started their own little garden. That was in this area right here. And there's Molly's little sign. How many of you guys have watched the show since the very beginning? On one of the episodes, Matt decided he was going to hire a lighting crew for Christmas, and they blew this house out with Christmas flags. I think there was a couple more bigger trees here back then. It was gorgeous. It was like a Hallmark picture. But he also brought in fake snow against Amy's will. So when those boxes of snow showed up, Amy decided to open one and just blast his office with snow. What Matt did not read on the box is if it got wet, it got sticky. So the whole ground out here was pretty sticky for a while. There's a gourd pumpkin right there, that orange one with bumps all over it. Our other orange pumpkins are carving pumpkins and pumpkin pies. And then the white one is called a ghost pumpkin. Don't forget to stop by and pick up the Roloff pumpkin before you leave today. We've got many sizes, shapes, and textures out there. This grass area was extended all the way out here to the road when Jeremy and Audrey got married. They had their wedding in front of the little white church up where the gazebo is sitting now. And they had their wedding reception out here. We've had a couple gender reveal parties out here, many birthday parties. We're coming up on farm number 1. This is Matt Roloff's office where he runs the farm on the front half. Our TLC Little People Big World filming crew, they've got an office on the backside. So a lot of production of the show goes on inside of here. When you see the family sit down for an interview, that's also done inside of a room inside of a barn. This used to be an old milking barn many years ago. They've restored it. Jeremy and Audrey also have an office in here because they're doing podcasts. Coming up on the NCC Men's Crisis Center. No criticizing the men inside that barn. Right now it is a production place where we're producing new things and photo ops around the area. You can see the whiteboard in there. That's the guy's to-do list for the week. Everyone say hi to Sven. He's the one who keeps this farm running smooth. On the outside of the barn is a lot of old tools and equipment. And I'm telling you, what Matt can say is works. Like I said, Matt doesn't throw away anything. Thank you for having us.
Can you get Jacob on the radio?
Whereabouts? That's Jake's. With the orange thing on it.
Oh. Yeah. home.